What's up, guys? Isaac Payne here, and welcome to episode 7 of Small Business Conversations, where we interview small business owners and learn about their journeys as entrepreneurs. We learn all about their products and services, any trials and tribulations they may have, and other interesting things about their business. Today, I got a special guest. He runs a Steveston-based business from Steveston in Richmond, British Columbia. It's a smoothie and nutrition shop, and they provide high quality foods and smoothies. And he has an amazing story about how he got started in this business. So we're going to hear all about that today. So the owner of Purpose Smoothie, Braeden Ralla. Welcome, Braeden.
Isaac, appreciate you having me on and happy to be here, man.
No, awesome, buddy. Yeah, I know you have an interesting story about how all this got started. So when and how did Purpose get started?
Yeah, so I probably started building the business plan around 2015, 2016, 2015. And, the idea was to offer healthy smoothies and food in Richmond, which I really feel growing up in Richmond, being a local here, our food scene is kind of behind a little bit in terms of healthy eating. And part of it was inspired by my mom, who was unfortunately diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. And so when she was ill, we were looking for other ways to help her while she was battling cancer, and we were introduced to a naturopath, and the naturopath really opened my eyes into the power of real food healing. And there's all these crazy diets out there, but at the end of the day, real food and superfoods are really what can help you both mentally and physically feel your best. So I was making smoothies for her at the time. Other people were kind of asking me to do the same thing, and eventually it was, okay, we're going to start Purpose Smoothie Co. So Purpose is named after my mother for the way that she lived life. She really lived life with purpose, really did things that she loved to do, and really inspired people around her to choose happiness and to choose health and to just really enjoy life. So that's kind of how we started. We started in 2017, started out strictly smoothies and smoothie bowls, but quickly figured out that we're going to have to offer more than that to make it happen year round. So since then, we've kind of been expanding the menu.
That's a powerful story, man. It's a really good reason to get started in this business. And you know what? I'm a firm believer that all the healing and all the resources we need to live a healthy life already exist on this earth. It's just a matter of us fully utilizing them and kind of steering away from all the refined and processed stuff that has become the mainstay in our society. So that's awesome, man. I mean, and you're doing the right thing by steering people in the right direction with natural, healthy, nutrient-dense products. That's awesome.
I appreciate that. And I mean, the fitness guru since I think I first met you when I was 13 or 14. So,
Yeah.
right, you've been in the industry for a long time.
No, for sure. No, and it's that's also, I mean, I didn't even mention that. Yeah, it's crazy to see that you've grown up into such a great entrepreneur. Makes me feel a bit old, but hey, you're no, it's awesome to see that you're doing big things now and making some impact in the community. No, that's awesome. Now you're a shop, so 2017. Now you guys are a brick and mortar shop. Do you do a lot of online sales too now, or what's your main? How do you guys work your business? What's your model?
Yeah, so in store we have our smoothies. We call them super smoothies for a couple of reasons. One is that most of them are infused with superfoods that are going to be able to enhance performance both mentally and physically. The other is we don't use ice in our smoothies. So in a 20-ounce smoothie, you're getting 20 ounces of product, as opposed to most competitors you go to, you'll watch them toss a bunch of ice in the blender. You're paying for a 20-ounce smoothie, and really you're getting about 10 to 12 ounces of product. So those are our main item is the super smoothies. We also offer smoothie bowls, so acai bowls, cacao bowls, dragon fruit. That's kind of like, it's almost like a treat, but again, there's no additives or preservatives in there. And the bottom is like a sorbet-like texture with granola and fresh fruit. These are more popular in warmer destinations, but being in some of these places like California and Hawaii, I wanted to bring them home and really give people the opportunity to eat them year round and not have to be in some tropical destination. On top of that, we now offer the smoothies in a blend at home version. So it's everything in the cup except for the liquid. So we're delivering those locally, as well as people can come and pick them up. And that's been a big part during since COVID has hit, for people be able to fuel with purpose from home. All they have to do is add liquid and blend, and they're getting a smoothie the quality of in-store experience. So that's been really big for us. Another big item is our soup. So my grandma, she's born and raised in India. Um, Fortunate enough that unfortunately first, when my bubba passed away, 2016, my sister and I were looking for some more ways to spend some time with my grandma. She was, lonely by herself in Ladner. And so one of her true passions has been cooking. She's always cooked for the entire family. She learned to cook in India over 70 years ago. And so my sister and I would spend time with her cooking. And I really cherish those moments, the three of us being in the kitchen and learning to cook, and, learning a lot of lessons from grandma, not only on how to cook food, but also, she grew up in a place where you're getting water from a well. So we're quite spoiled the way we grow up here. We could turn the tap on, and, unfortunately, sometimes you start the shower early and we're wasting a lot of water. So being around her and seeing what she's able to do in terms of lessening her impact and conserving water and cooking so efficiently is amazing. And so we now offer a grandma's curry chickpea, we call it. We make it in store. We've made it vegan. So we have the curry chickpea and the curried kidney bean. We're currently working on a vegan chili as well. So all of our soups you can get in store, and you can also get them frozen. And we deliver those in anywhere in Richmond and Vancouver. And then on top of that, we brought in poke bowls a couple years ago. We actually sourced out a local, actually poke consultant at the time. So he's been, he's from Richmond, went to Burnett actually. His name is Ben Lim, and he now runs the Lunch Lady, which is on Commercial Drive in Vancouver. So he's been very successful himself, and he was able to help us create our poke menu. And then we just now offer 3 vegan bowls as well that sourced out a friend. Her title on Instagram is the Happy Fig, and that stands for feeding inner growth. So this one was naturally just really aligned with what we are trying to do. And so she designed 3 specific sauces to go with some of our bowls. We have a Mexican inspired one, an Indian one, and then a salad as well. And it's been really nice to work with her. Her name is Matina. She's been featured in the New York Times, and she's really blowing up right now. And really fortunate to be able to work with her, because I know she's going to be doing big things. And so yeah, we've been offering a lot more food, and we're going to try to do seasonal food going forward. And yeah, that's what we're offering in store right now.
Well, that's pretty cool, man. It's I've been talking to quite a few business owners lately, and seems like the running theme is, ethically sourced, natural, nothing refined, going back to basics, making products the way they should be made, not cutting corners, adding fillers and additives and all these things just to mass produce products. Seems to be the competitive advantage for a lot of these smaller companies, which is pretty cool. And I guess half the battle now is just kind of educating the consumer on why your product is better and why maybe it's a higher price point. I'm not sure, but like just the education, is that a big part of it now?
Definitely, and just the point there that you mentioned about going back to the basics. I've had this conversation with many people, and we're overpaying for products to be organic when 50 years ago everything was organic, right? And then you have all these big companies that come in and, like you mentioned, mass producing, and they're pumping all these chemicals in them. And it's just funny how that works. That like there's that little drive there of capitalism really to grow these companies and mass produce. And unfortunately, us as the consumers of these food are the ones who are suffering from that. And now we're finding a way to go back to what we're labeling as organic, but that's what we're supposed to eat in the first
Yeah.
place, right? So yeah, that's definitely important. And we're trying to provide a little bit more content on that. It's definitely difficult as a business owner trying to balance everything, but that has definitely been a priority, is educating the customers and our audience and following on the benefits of certain smoothies or certain foods. And this is something that is definitely trending more and more, especially in a year like 2020, when health is the main issue for the world. more people are taking interest and becoming more aware of what they're eating. So it's definitely important for us to continue to educate our customers on what they're eating, why they're eating it, and what the benefits are going to be.
No, that's great, man. It's I know it's an ongoing battle for sure because I guess the consumer is bombarded by whatever is most convenient,
For sure.
whatever is cheapest. So it's always fighting that battle. Now, is your price point higher than other competitors?
Yeah, it is, and we're bringing in good food. It's not fast food. Like we have a sign at the right by the iPad and cash station there. Our food is made to order. It's made right in front of you. That's one of the reasons why there's no kitchen in the back. It's an open concept where a customer can come in and you could see everything we're doing there. We're not hiding anything. There's no shady business. You know what I mean? Like we want to show you in an open concept that we're preparing your stuff right here, right, with quality food. And that not only takes better ingredients, but it also takes more time to prepare. So we offer people to order online. They could order it by phone so that their food can be ready when they get there. But for us, unfortunately, it's going to take us a little time to make that food. So that's why we offer the option to order ahead. But the big thing for us is just that open concept and showing people you can watch us make your food. What that says on the menu right there are the only ingredients that are going in your food. So just being transparent with that and allowing customers to know exactly what they're eating.
Oh, that's huge for sure. Now, how do you decide? How do you decide on your menu what ingredients you want to use? Like, what's the process of determining your menu?
That's still an ongoing battle. I mean, we started with some normal items, and then kind of just gauging off of customers. Customers might ask, "Oh, maybe this," or some suggestions. And once we hear it come up a couple times, we're like, "Hey, maybe we can make something like that," right? And for me, I've never made poke or dealt with poke, so I'm going to consult somebody who has. Um, I thought sauces, any food sauce really ties it together. I'm not a sauce expert. I make smoothies and I know how to make my grandma's food, but can I source out somebody who is an expert in this field? And very lucky to have both Matina help us with the vegan sauces and Ben help us with the poke as well. So um, and at the end of the day, I have to make an executive decision of what ingredients we're going to use. And but I think a big thing for a lot of business owners is being able to source out and admit and say I'm not an expert at this. I don't know much about this field, and finding somebody who is and working together with them and collaborating with them to come up with the best solution for those.
No, that's key, man. I mean, outsourcing inefficiencies is definitely the secret for sure. You can only be an expert in so many things,
Yeah.
and being able to delegate is critical. So that's great.
For sure, and it's an ongoing battle. I mean, like for me, when I started, I wanted to learn every aspect of the business because I thought it would be better in the long term. But what I've realized is that it's really stunted our growth right now because I have my hands in many different fields. And as I'm starting to learn, source people out, and you can't be afraid to spend a little money on invest, and they're really investments, right? So investing in people that you trust and that align with your values, and being able to delegate, like you mentioned, is a big task, and trusting those people to do their job so you could focus on certain things that only you can do. So ongoing lesson, absolute roller coaster ride, but I love it. I wouldn't change it for anything.
Oh, that's awesome, man. No, good for you. Now, speaking of delegating and managing with the pandemic hitting and stuff like that, how did that impact your business, and how have you been able to adapt to these challenging times?
Yeah, I mean, I think for everybody, it's been extremely difficult. You want to keep health and people's health as the most important thing, and I remember 4 days in a row, four slowest days we ever had. One of them, it was my 30th birthday. I'm working in the shop, and I was like, wow, this is one of the slowest days we've ever had, and all these thoughts are going through my head. Maybe we should close because that would be maybe a safer thing. I kind of felt society being like, like, you shouldn't be running business right now during this time. But then I thought about what our purpose is. Our purpose is to prioritize health and happiness and to make healthy food accessible to our community, and be able to nourish their mind, body, and soul. And so that at that exact moment, in my opinion, is more important than ever, right? People have to eat. You're going to go to the grocery store. It's safer to come into a small business that is following protocol, COVID protocol, and it's safer to come in there and get food than it is to go into these packed grocery stores. Like, right? You remember in March and April, like the grocery stores are crazy. You're lining up to get in. It's higher risk really to go in there. So for us, the easy thing would have been just close and hope for the best, but just kind of remembering our why and remembering our community, the people that have supported us through thick and thin, and coming up on 4 years now, the ones that come year round, and we know their names, we know their orders. I couldn't let them down. And so at first it was just me, 29 days in a row, open to close, be closed. I'd go do deliveries, any type of delivery we could possibly do. I remember driving to White Rock. I remember driving downtown. Like, if people want business, we're going to do it right now, because there's just no foot traffic. And so it forced me to build our delivery system, which is, I'm not a tech guy. I didn't have a marketing person at the time. And it's a task that I knew I wanted to complete, but I kept putting it off because it's a big task and kind of intimidating, especially when you're not a tech guy. And it forced me. I remember it was on my birthday, March 17th, a Wednesday. I'm going to build this and I'm going to finish it before I go to sleep. I finished it, posted. On Thursday the 18th, I remember waking up to a phone call at 6:30 in the morning. It was one of our regulars, and he was trying to place an order, but because I set the website up, there was a couple mistakes. I helped him put it together, and he put through a huge order, and it was early in the morning. It gave me so much life. I literally jumped out of bed. And my man Melvin Barcelone lives in Richmond. He's a regular, and I've told him many times I really appreciate that order. It really gave me life and energy to be like, hey, we have something here and we could work with it. And so really pushed that. I had one staff member who came back. Another couple staff were staying at home because they can get the CERB money. So it's difficult there. My family, my dad, my uncle, my aunt have all been uncle and aunt, sorry, have been very helpful any way that they can, whether it's deliveries or pickups. My girlfriend was amazing, and she saw how hard I'm working, and I didn't want to mix the two, but she really insisted in coming in and helping. And for me to see that and during a difficult time means a lot to me. And just really pushing from there, and building a little bit of momentum in a really dark time. And really a couple products, the blend at home smoothies. So again, that's the for people to be able to just add the liquid, blend a Purpose smoothie at home, or you can take it on the go, so they're able to fuel with purpose at home. And then the frozen soups, they could thaw them out, heat them up whenever they want, healthy immune boosting items. And those products carried us throughout the year. So now it's something that we offer a subscription program, and really trying to focus on getting more people signed up to subscriptions that they could do weekly, bi-weekly, monthly drops of soups and smoothies that they could fill in their freezer. And they could stay locked and loaded and ready to fuel at any time of the day. So it forced a lot of change, but there's definitely some positives to come out of it.
No, that's awesome, man. That takes definitely some grit and some perseverance for sure. No, I commend you for that, because it's a tough battle. I mean, myself, I'm on a different side of the equation.
Yeah.
Two kids, two little ones at home, kind of on the tail end of my gym career. So I kind of chose to bow out and not bleed too much money to stay alive.
For
But
sure.
I do commend you for sticking it out and being able to revamp and adapt in order to fight through. So that's awesome, man.
I really appreciate that. And definitely you got to prioritize your family in these times. My heart goes out to all service based, so like gyms. You guys not only close for a while, but then like the opens and close, and the new rules every week, and the protocols you have to go through to open. That was another reason, like for us during the March and April. I remember, looking across, and there's Ask Hair Studio, a salon, and they aren't allowed to do anything. And so for me, the privilege to be open, the opportunity to still be open, I felt as well. I had to do it for other businesses that couldn't, and like I'm sure in a time where you'd want to be open and serving your customers, but you didn't have that opportunity, right? How dare I close? So in that time was like not only for Purpose and our community, but also for business owners that didn't have an opportunity. I think that would be almost rude of me to do that. So
No, that's good. I commend you, man. That's good character, and that's what's going to allow you to succeed in the long run. If you can get through these challenging times, everything else is just gravy. So that's
I
awesome, man. You've built a lot more
appreciate that.
strength.
That's the hope, man. That's the hope. All downhill from here.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Now I noticed you said you've started like a subscription service and things like that. So that's a great new model, revenue model. Now, where do you see the future of your business going? Do you think you'll be doing more of that kind of thing, or what does it look like for you 2, 3, 5 years down the road?
Yeah, so the future of Purpose itself, I see a lot more online. For us in March and April, we did the majority of our sales online, and it was pretty cool to see that with no customers coming in, having the ability to market through social media, newsletters, and the website, be attracting new customers or reminding repeat customers that we are available, that we are offering these new products. So right now we have the subscription model, which is just the blend at home smoothies and the soups, and we're really pushing that. It's really nice to have, okay, we have X amount of subscriptions, we have X amount of revenue coming in, and it makes it a lot easier for especially a food business to forecast and to project. What we need to bring in, being able to project some numbers more accurately. Um, but overall, I think the thing that excites me the most is the industry that I'm in, and this is going to be a little bit of a longer answer, but it's something that I'm really passionate about, and um, it goes back to when I was building this business and the plan, and that is that health is not a trend, right? And it's not going to be something that, oh, it's a quick fad, everybody let's hop on it, and it's going to be, let's try and do what we can in 5 years, it's going to crash. It's no, more and more people are becoming aware that we need health, and food is medicine, and more of the right foods that we could put in our body, the better we're going to feel both mentally and physically. And for us, I think looking back on last year, you're seeing a lot less of these really strict diets, and you're seeing more of a shift towards a balanced whole food diet. And it's funny, I've talked to some people who have come in the shop, and they've mentioned like, oh, I'm doing this no coffee, or I'm doing this no sugar. Any of those things, great for the short term, but when that affects your happiness, you are going to be impacted the most. And not only you, but the people who you interact with, whether that's your family, friends, workmates. I've seen some teachers on some no coffee, and they're not in a good place. And after they left, I'm thinking to myself, wow, like the students are suffering right now because you're on a strict diet. And so I think there has to be an emphasis on happiness. And if you want to eat something that is not healthy, go ahead and eat it, enjoy it, but know that for me personally, I work out 5 days a week, I try to eat healthy 80 to 90% of the time. If I feel like eating something unhealthy, I understand that I'm going to be happy when I eat it, but I might be lethargic in an hour or the next day. But to me, that happiness is more important. So I think it's being in an industry where we're offering these healthy foods, people are becoming more aware that it's not these, lose 10 pounds in 2 weeks, like little scheme gimmicks that people are looking at it. It's really, it's a lifestyle, and being part of that healthy lifestyle. So that's something that really interests me. The other is that, more and more people are realizing that healthy food can taste good. I'll use my dad's generation and that age group as unfortunately, as you get older, you get more stubborn, I think, right? And a lot of people, when I first opened, would come by and say, oh wow, this actually tastes pretty good. And we're like, yeah, like we're not gonna make something that doesn't taste good. And health doesn't have to taste good. And the more that this industry continues to grow, the more tasty food there's gonna be, and more creations that we can come up with. And for us, there's certain foods that can actually impact not only physical health but mental health. Cacao, for example, we have it in smoothies. We offer it as a supplement. Big one of the largest sources of plant-based iron, magnesium, uh, bliss chemicals like dopamine that are able to actually make you happier and feel good. And so the more we're able to have stuff like that, we have superfoods like maca and functional mushrooms that are able to reduce stress and increase energy. And you're adding these small things to your diet. It's not going to fix it 100%, but they all have, it all adds up. And then one of the coolest things for me is the study I saw. So 52% of consumers last year are becoming more aware of the origin of their products with a focus on buying locally. So enter a business like mom and pop, right? Like you guys are doing, and the growth of an industry like this is really exciting. And it's really exciting what you guys are doing. And as I mentioned before the call, I really appreciate what you guys are doing for small businesses right now. It's been a real breath of fresh air to see the constant support, the constant nice quotes that are uplifting and making small businesses feel together as a community has been amazing. And I think the three big things that come out of this is that people do want to support local. It helps the local economy. You're creating jobs. You're supporting local businesses of people that you can hear their story and you can put a face behind it. And you're finding out, why does that brand exist? What are their intentions? What's their purpose? And you're finding out more focus on climate. What are businesses doing to take care of climate? Are they aware of their environmental impact? Do they use compostable? Are they reducing their impact in terms of meat as well? For us, we offer tuna and salmon, and the rest of our menu is vegan. I don't think we will see, not everybody is going to go vegan, but if we all can make small changes to our diet together collectively, we can have an enormous impact on our footprint. And so that whole area there just really interests me. Another is the meal kit industry is projected to be a $27 billion industry by 2027. And it excites us because we know that we're going to be focusing on these subscription-based services. And so we could, really put more time and invest more money into these products and try and create a more convenient experience, for yourself. You have family, wife, and 2 kids trying to launch or about to launch a business again. And, how can we make it more convenient for you? How can we make it so that you guys still have your health, so that you can spend your time with your kids, working on your business, whatever task it may be. So overall, as you can tell, I'm extremely happy and excited. And I'm also proud of the industry that we're in. And, we're really focused on improving consumers' lives through convenient, healthy food. So, yeah, I mean, it's still difficult with not much foot traffic, but overall, I'm excited for the future. So we just got to find a way to just keep trucking along and get through. And I think the future is really bright.
No, that's well said, man. I mean, hearing you speak reminds me of myself when I was your age or a little bit younger, and how I felt about fitness. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of obviously overlap between nutrition and fitness. And the point where you touched on about making it a lifestyle, I used to say the same thing all the time to my clients. It's not about the quick fix. It's not about just getting the 6-pack abs in a month. It's a lifestyle. Exercise
Yeah.
is a lifestyle. It's a part of what we're designed to do. We're human beings. We're meant to move. So a lot of that is very similar. I tell people, a push-up will never go out of style. A squat will never go out of style, right? These are just fundamental things. Same thing, right? Fruits and vegetables, organic foods or foods that are grown the way they're supposed to be. That's never going to go out of style. That's our foundation. That's how we are designed, right? So a lot of those things are definitely a lot of overlap there. And I was very passionate the way you are too. So I know that's amazing. And the other thing too, I mean, I have a saying as well, you touched on as well, as the happiness. Um, I always say now, the end game is to be happy now, right? That's the game, right? So we're all in pursuit of happiness, but really we need to be happy now and enjoy the ride. Because, at the end of the day, every day is a gift, every day is a blessing. So if you can be happy now, then you've won the game.
I couldn't agree more with that, man. Like the happiness now is, and it's a choice too. Like there's so much negativity going on right now. There's so many issues, especially right now in the world. But can we choose to be happy right now with what we have? Like I'm not exactly where I want to be right now. Purpose isn't where we want to be, like, but can I appreciate where I am? And can I choose to be happy right now? And the more I can learn to be happy right now in this moment, as I grow as a person, as I grow, a family, as I grow, as purpose grows, every level you get to, you're going to find new levels of happiness because you learn to appreciate what you had back then. Right. And I think it's perspective and seeing things as opportunities instead of, oh, I have to go to work today. Like how many people lost their job last year and you have to go to work? Like, no, you get to go to work. Working out, oh, I have to work out this morning. No, you get to work out. It is an opportunity. And I think that's so important. I think for people having to just small changes in the vocabulary and learning that, seeing things as opportunities instead of obligations is a big way to change your mindset and to learn to appreciate the opportunities that we have in front of us. And I mean, talking about health as a lifestyle, I could talk about that all day. It's I think it's so important for people. You don't have to go do a crazy work. You don't have to run 10K. You can just go for a walk, just go move, like just move your body and remind your body that it's alive. Get your blood pumping. And, if you're able to do those things in the morning, mentally, you can clear yourself and you're going to feel more focused. You're going to feel more energized. So, I mean, till the day I die, I'll always prioritize and push for people to choose to be happy now. I appreciate you bringing that up. And that health is fully a lifestyle, and it's not a one-day fix or a 14-day challenge. It's something that you make into a habit. And yeah, couldn't be happier about those two things. And yeah, just gotta enjoy each day and make sure you prioritize your health and happiness.
No, that's awesome, man. You got the right mindset, and you will go far with that because you see things the right way. You see things as opportunities, not obstacles, and that's the secret right there. So no, that's awesome. Do you have any tips for small business owners or anybody who's thinking about starting a business right now? Any pro tips?
Whew, pro tips. Number one, I think with any business is just making sure that you love what you do, because there's going to be days, and I think everybody was tested, especially in this past year, where you doubt yourself and you doubt. And there's times last year I'm like, oh, should I have done this, or should I maybe have, taken a different path? And for me to be able to remind myself why we started and what my purpose is enough for me to feel inspired and motivated to get back to work. And you know talk as we just talked about with lifestyle and health, is when you're really passionate about what you do, it doesn't feel like work. And for me, it's an opportunity every day to work on my dream. And so make sure whatever it is that you're going to do, whatever business you decide to do, you're in it for the right reasons. And the right reasons is right here. It should be from your heart. And when you're operating from your heart and being authentic, you'll find new levels of energy, new levels of determination that you may have thought maybe never existed before, because you're doing things the right way. And, that's going to get you through those things. In terms of actually starting, I think people wait for the perfect time. Newsflash, there is no perfect time, right? So just start, have a plan, build the best plan you can, ask people for advice, get some feedback on what your plan is, source other people out, and maybe work together with others and some of your friends who could be in an industry that could help you. Don't be afraid to ask for help. But the biggest thing is just start. Even if you start and fail, you're going to learn more than if you never start. And unfortunately, I see so many people waiting for that perfect opportunity, like, oh, this isn't right. And it's scary, of course, when you first open or when you first launch. It's incredibly scary, but whatever happens, you're going to learn so much in that first little bit. And as humans, we're able to adapt, we're able to make changes. So just launch it, just start and figure out on like by doing it live, having that experience is so invaluable. Like for me, almost 4 years now, I've learned more in the past 4 years than I have my whole life in terms of running a business, because you're doing it live. And so don't wait for the perfect time. Just take that leap, and don't be afraid to ask for help from other people. And maybe this might not be to do with business, but one big thing is sleep. Get your sleep. Try to prioritize your sleep. Go to bed early. Turn that phone off early, and get to sleep. I think one thing for me that I learned when I first was running a business, and I heard from other people like, "Hey man, like you should probably try and sleep a bit more." I was trying to run off 6 hours of sleep. I thought I was Superman. I'm like, oh, I don't need to sleep. I don't need. And then actually, when I was training for a marathon, I was trying to become faster and qualify for another marathon. Um, the biggest thing in my research that I found was that your body needs the time to recover, both mentally and physically. And when I changed that a couple years into running Purpose, I think my life really changed, and it's something that I really try to prioritize. Now I know I don't have kids yet, so it's probably easier for me to get sleep, but really trying to prioritize that. And you could work quality instead of quantity hours. So.
No, those are all wise words, man. You're wise beyond your years, man. Good for you, man. I couldn't agree more. You took the words right out of my mouth. Where can people find Purpose Smoothie?
So we're in Stevenson. We're on Bayview Street, just in the corner of Stevenson, right by the water. If you haven't been to Stevenson Village, it is a hidden gem in Richmond. It is a beautiful community. It was actually just voted best community in the Lower Mainland by CBC last year. So it's pretty cool to have chosen that community. And you can find us online, www.purposesmoothieco.com. And you can find us on Instagram at Purpose Smoothie Co. Could get a hold of us there, and hopefully we'll see you guys soon, whether you're locally or online. You could reach out. There's an email form, and any way that I'm able to assist people, I'm happy to do that. And yeah, it's really appreciate you having me on. Thank you very much, Isaac.
No, I appreciate it, Braeden. I'm going to wish you the best of success. You don't need luck because you got the right mindset, and I know you're going to do big things. And we're going to continue to follow your journey. And yeah, we just hope that things go your way moving forward when all the dust settles here. So yeah, best of luck with everything.
I appreciate it, and I really appreciate what you guys are doing with Mom and Pop. As I mentioned, it's really nice to have that support and that constant support. And I'm excited for the launch of the app, and I think it's just going to be a pleasure working together going forward. So again, thank you very much for having me, and we'll see you soon, buddy.
Okay, take care, Braeden.
See ya.